What's up, guys? Welcome back to my garage. We are going to get back into working on some more customer vehicles we put off to the side because we had that, emergency truck repair that we had to do for our good friend Phantom. So, yeah, we're back to it. We got some new cars in the shop, some cool ones. The next two cars, the one in front of me and the another one, the customer car that we have lined up after this one, you're gonna want to see. So this job here, not too sure. The customer states, the customer always states. Customer states that car's having a hard time starting, and there's maybe some issues. The front of the car, maybe something with the suspension just doesn't feel right. So we'll check that out. And I'm already looking here because, of course, I got the hood open. I can tell. Well, right here, staring us in the face, I already see a couple issues. So we got to get to that. I'm sure we got any mechanics or virtual mechanics out there, you can see maybe some issues right there we're looking at right down here in the engine bay. But yeah, so we got this to work on today. Not too big of a job here, I don't think. This job will pay us a little bit of money, not much, but not every car repair or anything like that pays big money. Most of them don't pay that much anyways. But yep, so I went and got us some building materials, and well, we need to see about replacing our doors that just so happen to disappear. That wall piece just vanished out of thin air. Yeah. All right. So we'll get to that today. And then I did get the lad off of the tow truck and got it in here on the lift so we can continue working on this in the meantime. Also, between our customer vehicles, we can work on the lad a little bit. We got a lot of the interior. A lot of these interior pieces were actually, the seats in that were left behind from the previous owner. So, yeah. Let's get to work. I think, do we have any wrenches over here? Yeah. Yeah, I got the toolbox. I forgot. Been out of the shop the last few days. Haven't been to the garage since Wednesday, and it's Saturday now. Got the camera out and recording again on a Saturday afternoon, so let's, what we're going to do is we're going to go in there so we can see what we're doing. There we go. I had that off because I was taking a thumbnail picture. So yeah, some of the problems I see right here is I think we have a bad belt. Yeah, that belt is toast. Extra crispy toast. And then, I believe we have an alternator. So yeah, battery's probably not charging right. That's why it's not starting well. So makes sense. I don't see anything else that would make me to believe otherwise. Can we get down to that other one? There we go, right there. And then there's our alternator. So yeah, this alternator is extra crispy also. So, all right. Now, she said something about the customer. Customer's a she. I know she has dang good taste in vehicles, I will say. Let's see about underneath. She said something about the front suspension, but we will look at the front and the rear. Let's see here. Actually, I think what's going to help us is brought some jacks over here just in case we need them, and I think it's going to help us out. So let's get this up in the air. Slightly, not much in the air. Okay, that should help a little bit. Nothing back here that I see. Well, we're stuck. Gotta love it when that happens. Oh, right there. That might be causing it. A bad shock. That shock is definitely bad. That is a guarantee. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else on this side. Nothing else on that side. Except for the shock. What about the rear here? Not seeing much here. About the other side. Leaf spring is good. Yeah, shackles are good. You know what? She have a bad parking brake. That parking brake looks like it might be a little bad. I don't know. Maybe we can drop that parking brake out of there and see if it's bad. I'm not sure. Let's grab our wrench. Actually, that front shock should be fairly easy to get out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got a bad shock, a alternator belt, and an alternator. Now let's see about this brake line, or emergency brake line, I should say. See if we can get it from the other side over here while we're tooling around on the ground. Let's see. No, it must be still good. Yeah. You know, just giving it a quick examination. I think I was wrong. It looks good. Okay. Actually looks to be in great condition. That's, you know, that happens, you know. Sometimes you think something is a little wore or bad, and it turns out it's not. So, cool. That sounds good to me. All right, yeah. So, I don't have any of these parts in stock. So, I'm going to head on over to Little Louie's parts shop right next to us. Man, that's super convenient now that we're over here on the small island where everyone is. We're not out there in BFE. So I'm gonna head on over to Little Louie's shop, and we'll convene back here at the toolbox workbench here in just a few. Alright guys, we're back with the new parts for the old Pontiac GTO. Man, I tell you what, Pontiac GTO is one of my favorite cars. I will say. I've just always loved the look of the GTOs. Just the dual stacked headlights in the front, man, just the front of the car just looks so good. Okay. Now we got these parts. Let's since we have the car up in the air, let's replace this shock. I think that's the best thing to do. There we go. Tighten her up here. All right, that is done. So we can lower her down now. All right. Man, I love these new low jacks. They make the job so much simpler. Go out and get you one today. You can find it over at Little Louie's shop. All right, cool. Let's get the alternator back on. If it'll let me grab it here, and it did. I think it was just so close to the alternator belt, it wasn't letting me. Tighten this back down. Then we got the alternator wire. You can't forget about that. There we go. And then we got to throw our wrench back down to get our alternator belt, or good alternator belt. Oh, we'll have to set the parking brake. I forgot to set it after... Oh, yeah, it looks a lot better. Look at that belt. Looks much better. So, we should be good there. So, let's give her a crank. Make sure she's got Earl in her. Yep, good with the Earl. Oh, you know what? Let's set this parking brake. If we can get in there and set it. You know what? Let's get down in the car. There we go. Check the coolant. Yep, coolant is good. So, everything should be good with this car. Let's see if she fires up and see how she drives down the road. Oh. Ooh. Man, she fired up nicely. Wow. That was perfect. That was a perfect start. Gotta love it. Let's come down to earth again. Let's back her on out. Sweet. Look at that ride. Looking dang good. All right. Let's back her on out here. I don't think it's gonna hurt. Coming across the lawn here, just about 10 feet. That's all right. Let's take her for a drive. Just around the block. Nice and slow. You know, you don't want to go crazy in a customer's car. Yeah. Works pretty dang good. Fired up nicely. Drives nicely. Yeah. I love it when we get a car fixed up, right? Yeah, because when the customer dropped it off over here, and I pulled it around the shop on into here and in, when I went to go start the customer's car after it sat over here, it wasn't sitting there long, maybe about a half hour or so before I pulled it into the bay here. And I'll tell you what, I had to get a jump box and put on it to jump the battery to get it fired up, to get it just into the work bay. So yeah, it definitely had issues. It was great to see that fire up. So I think this car is done. I would say. I mean, that is just a quick, easy little job, really. I love the quick, easy jobs that make some decent money. It made decent money, I would say. I mean, because the parts, of course, aren't cheap, and then, you know, it's the labor is what gets you. You know, I charge a good amount for labor. I charge, I charge $180 an hour for labor. So it's it's quite a bit of money that adds up. So, all right. So let's see about the lad before we worry about maybe putting some doors on this this building again. Yep. It's a lad, all right. I think I put it on the lift because I want to get some suspension on it so we can get this to be a rolling chassis, basically. It would be more than a chassis body, rolling chassis body, whatever you want to say. But get the suspension underneath of it, and then we can get it off the lift at that point, because we can then roll it around, and then we can do the interior. Everything else can come after that. I think that's a perfect plan. I mean, not all the time perfect plans come together. So we need a cross member here for the front. Do we have one? I don't know. But we need to bring some tools in here before we get ahead of ourselves, because we're just about getting ahead of ourselves here. Get our wrench from over here. Goes there. Let's grab our rolling toolbox, our tow trolley. Man, this thing is nice. So we don't have a front cross member, but we do have a rear axle. So let's see about throwing that in. We're going to have to go over to the online parts catalog and buy some parts. So that'll be something we can do. I'm not sure. Can we even get this up in here right now? Yeah, see, perfect. Just floats there in midair, like, you know, just defying all the laws of gravity and that, you know, it just it works perfect. All right. Is that a front or a rear? That's a front shock absorber. Oh, great. We got it stuck in the trunk. We got it stuck in the trunk. Will it come out? No, it won't come out. Dang it. Son of a gun. Come here. Causing me a bunch of problems already. Nothing ever wants to cooperate just right. All right, that's being hung in now by that now. So, yeah. Works perfect. Control arm are lower, so that should go in the rear. Wherever these parts go. I'm not a real big lad guy, so I'm not on the up and up of the lad parts. Rear upper. Should go here somewhere. That goes there, and then there. Rear fore hub. Anything else for the rear? That's we need a spring puller for that to put that spring in. Which we got one in our toe box behind us. Is that another? No, that's a front spring. Okay, so a lot of this stuff is for the front. So let's go grab the front cross member and start putting some front suspension together. Just drop the wrench there for a minute. Let's go order a front cross member. We do need a lad. I don't know. Is this thing considered a lad or a lad coupe? I can never figure it out. We don't need the engine right now, really. It doesn't really matter at this point. But we do need a front cross member. And then we'll figure out what we have for the front so far in used parts. And then we'll get the rest in new parts. But I'm not exactly sure what we have all in used parts at this point. Okay, lower control arm front right. Okay, this will be the upper control arm front right. So it looks like we got a lot of stuff for the right side. Might as well put the shock absorber front on this side. And then I'll have to get that when we lower the car. Hopefully I don't forget. Lower control front left. So we have both lower control arms. We are going to need a whole lot. A whole lot. Yes, we will. We can put the drive shaft in. That looks fantastic there. We will need a differential. Because I don't have one. So let's go grab ourselves a differential. And you know what I'm going to do to save some time? Let's bring the online catalog into this room. So we're not running back and forth. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That's just wasting time that we just simply don't have. And doing this will make for better viewing for all of you. And I do want to say, thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing to NK Gaming Adventures, my channel. I appreciate it very much, guys. You guys are amazing. This channel just keeps on growing and growing, and yeah, we've done really well recently. I think part of that has to do with my buddy Funko88. You guys probably know of him. If you don't, you're missing out big time. But yeah, Funko88 has his own YouTube channel, and phenomenal guy, makes phenomenal content. Let's put the old cheapo in there. So yeah, I think a lot of my recent success has to go to him. So thanks, Funko. If you're watching, I don't know if you're watching, but appreciate it, bud. For the help, Like I said, recently, I'm not a guy that's been used to receiving, a lot of help. I've done most things on my own throughout my life. People just, I've kind of just been there really for myself for the most part. I mean, if I'm being honest about things, no, I'm not saying I haven't got help along the way here and there, and people haven't been been there to help me here and there along the way, but yeah, just for most of my life, it's been me really. I mean, you want something done, basically, you got to do it yourself and come up with the resources to do it yourself, because no one's going to be there to do it for you. So, it is what it is, I mean, I've always been more of a loner type of guy, but, But yeah, I appreciate all of you very much for being here, and there are a handful of you guys that are pretty engaged with the channel, that comment quite a bit, that just show me a lot of support, and I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate all of you, but those handful of people, I really appreciate you guys, and you guys know who they are. You are. I don't need to mention any names or anything like that. You guys know who you are. If you're active with the channel, leave comments, quite regularly, if I can speak, then So we got that. We need some, I think we have, Yeah, we need a couple. I thought we had some hub. I thought we had some hub carriers already, but I guess not. I guess not. Okay, so lower control arm, front. We had the right, so we need the. We have both lowers. We need the upper. Yeah, we need a steering rack. Upper control arm, front left. That's the one I was looking for, correct? Yeah. All right, cool. Man, that online parts catalog is handy. Don't have to run over to Little Louie or make special orders and wait a day or two to get parts in. Oh, might have to lower this down to get that. So I think those bolts are on the top side, possibly. Let's put in the other shock absorber because I have to tighten both of those up on the top side. So makes sense. Let's get those multiple bolts at the same time. This one here. This one, those are tightened down, and we got the steering rack done. Cool. All right. Let's get our shock puller here again, or putter inner, or whatever you want to call it. That didn't sound exactly right, but hey, I said it. Guess you gotta live with it now. All right. I think now we have, or we can put in these guys here. And the other side here will bolt up to the tie rods, which we have sitting over there. I think we have both tie rods. Yep, looks like we do have 2 tie rods over there for the front. There we go. Let's grab our perfectly used and fine tie rods. Get it. Make sure you need your tie rods. You know, you don't want... Keep them in good condition. Ah, man. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a tie rod break on a vehicle driving down the road. Yeah, there's times where if you're running down the road and your tie rod breaks, you might not be in good shape. Let's just say that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that happen, but yeah, breaking a tie rod while driving down the road at a good rate of speed, not going to be good. If you're driving at a slow rate of speed, slow, one breaks, you probably be all right, be able to get stopped in time, but if you're going fast, tie rod breaks, your car's going to probably pull to that side, and you're going to probably lose control and not be able to stop so quickly, which I've seen actually happen on the highway before, going 60, 70 plus miles an hour to a vehicle before. So yeah, it's not a good sight. I wouldn't think it would be fun. It'd be one hell of a ride. All right, so I think we have everything for the front done up. Let's just check the parts catalog again, just to make sure. That is for the front suspension, that is. Not the rear, the front. So we have the springs, we have the hubs, we have all the uppers and lowers, steering rack, tie rods. We have the springs in. I think that is everything for the front. Now, let's grab... Do I need to put that... No, I put that spring in for the rear. So we need another spring for the rear. Spring rear. Then I'm going to need a Control arm lower and upper for the other rear side. And another hub for the rear. Hopefully I'm not overbuying. That might be it. These rear ends are pretty dang simple on these cars, on the lads. Yeah, because we have our lower and upper there. This guy. Oh, and we need some shocks for the rear. I guess we didn't have any shocks for the rear, huh? Okay, well, we're gonna have to grab some shocks too. That'll go in with the spring tool. I keep wanting to call it a spring puller, which it is a spring puller, but it does more than that. It puts in springs also. Spring putting in her. I said it again. Yeah, we have all 4 of our springs in, so we don't need that anymore. Let's grab some shocks for the rear. Couple of those. Just a few bucks. I think that's good. I think we got the suspension pretty much done, except, we got to do the brakes, which is not considered part of the suspension. Or at least I wouldn't consider brakes part of the suspension. There we go. And then we will have to tighten both of those up probably. Well, we can get them from down here. Didn't know if we could reach them from down here, but we could. So yeah, suspension is done on this beautiful, beautiful lad. Well, she will be when we get done with it. Okay, so I think the suspension is done. Let me know, guys, down in the comments if I did miss any front and rear suspension on this old girl. Let's get these dinner plates on. Is it for the front? Front. Okay, that's rear. Get these dinner plates on. That's what we play Endless Gaming calls them. Dinner plates. Actually, we got to go to the brakes, don't we? We got to get 1 more for the front, 2 for the front. We need 4 brake lines. We have some calipers, so let's see what calipers we have. This is for the front. Front. All right. Let's see here about, we have 3 calipers. Rear, front, and front. So we have both for the front and the rear right. So we need a rear left caliper. Rear left caliper. It would let me buy it there. We need a main brake line hand cable. And we already have a master cylinder. Yep, over there on the floor, over there by the gear stick and the steering shaft. So, let's grab this guy here. Actually, yeah, you know what? We can put that in. Might as well. It's got to go in at some time. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, you don't need an emergency parking brake. But in some situations, it does. It does help. front. Wait a minute. Is that the rear? Oh, it's the rear. What am I doing? All right. That is good. It's like way out here. That's wild. Hitbox is way out there. Country mile away. All right. Pick the dang thing up. Rear left. And then we need to get our hard brake line in. But we need to get our master cylinder in. And probably be smart to front left, which these were our front brake pads. Pick it up, bud. There we go. Front left, so this is this one here. This is our other front one. Front pads here. All right. Last couple pads going in on the front. All right. Yep. That's why I don't do it, because I waste more time than anything trying to get the check mark to appear, and it never does. Well, I mean, it does, but, you know. It's more of a pain than what it's worth. Man, doing that is so much easier. There we go. All right. Let's grab the other one. Yeah, I know we had a brake line, but nah, might as well just replace it. It's a soft brake line. You want your brakes to be good, right? You know, you're selling the car. I think brakes are one of the things that you want in good condition, right? I mean, so many used vehicles out there get sold with hardly any brakes on them at all. It's more of a safety thing for me. Let's see if I can get it for this one. Nope. Not even going to worry about it. It's this one. Where'd my dang wrench go? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I said, where'd my dang wrench go? And I'm looking around for it, and it's right in my dang hand. Right in front of my face. Dude. Are you serious? Wow. Wrench is right in your face, Nate. Pay attention. Okay, let's get the master cylinder in. I usually like to get the master cylinder in and the hard brake line in before I put the soft brake lines on. Just so when I'm underneath of there, I can just, you know, tighten them all up. But didn't do that this time, and, well, now we got to do it the hard way. The car shifted a little bit there. That's always fantastic. So our brakes are done. Let's put that handbrake cable in, I would say. So everything underneath of here is done. Dunzo. Let's get that handbrake cable in real quick. I think all the brakes and suspension is good. We're gonna call that good. But like I said, if I miss something with the suspension, let me know down in the comments. Because, you know, I could always come back and before I, you know, sell this thing. Okay, the thing was not closing with the wrench in my hand. Some of this interior is going to be mismatched with this brown, with this white. It is what it is. It's a used vehicle, right? Can't all be perfect. Can't all be perfect like me. Easy, easy. Calm down, guys. I don't think I'm perfect. I just like to say that to get people all worked up. People actually think I believe that. I'm far from perfect. I'll tell you right now. I did tell you right now, too. Alright. Throw this in. Might as well. Oh, come on. Let me get it. Don't be stubborn. I'm the only one that's allowed to be stubborn. Let's get the pedals in. I like kind of getting this stuff, you know, in behind the dash before I put the dash in. Because it's just... it's easier. Are these for the lad? Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Those are not for the lad. That's why they won't go in. Okay. Everything's good there. That stuff's for the engine and starter, transmission. Those are the tail lights, lights, more lights. We got a mirror, which would go on. Oh, no, we got some mirrors. All right, well, that's going to go to the scrap pile. That can go over there. Yeah, let's get some pedals first before... I don't know if they're in the accessories or not. We'll find out, won't we? Let's just go. Pedals. Pedals automatic. No, 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 no. Look at these drift pedals. Pretty cool. No, that's automatic pedals. We want these. Fancy. You gonna go in, bud? You gave me the check mark. There we go. Now we got some pedals. I don't have anything for windshield wipers, so let's grab the windshield wipers first, and then I think we did see some of that stuff in the accessories. Wiper, wiper blade, and wiper motor. Let's grab this out of here. There we go. That goes on there pretty easy. Oh, well, we got wipers on there. What the heck am I doing? I need to pay attention. I'm going to name this episode Pay Attention. Pay attention. Because quite clearly, I got my wrench in my hand. I'm not paying attention to that, thinking I lost my wrench, and it's right in front of my face. Windshield wipers. Man, how many other stuff I'm screwing up because I'm not paying attention. Pay the freak attention, Nate. You're costing yourself money. Alright. Let's get this thing back up in the air just a little bit. A little bit. There we go. Want to get the old tires on the girl. And let's open this up. Throw that on. Should have did that already. We're going to get some tires on the old girl. That one's going to be our spare rim. And tire. Spare wheel. Again, I can't talk also today. And so just bear with me, guys. I'll get better. I'll get better. Probably not. Man, just having four lugs makes this pretty quick. All right, we got the wheels on her. Now we can get this hunk of crap off the lift. Dude, we ain't got any air in the tires. I should have do that. I mean, I do know that. If you look at it, the tires very closely, like it looks like they when you inflate them with air, they look like they do expand some. But that could just be me in my head thinking that, you know, that they actually do expand. I mean, in real life, you'll see them expand, right? But in this game, is it just something that I think I'm seeing, or am I really seeing them expand? All right, that takes about forever. Well, all right, that's good. That's good on the floor. You don't want to go on the shelf, you won't go on the shelf. Simple as that. Put the spare in there. There we go. Got a spare. All right, the car's done. Send it down the road. No, I'm just joking. All right. Now we got her here where we can roll her around. I think everything's good. I mean, so far. So we still have to go through the engine that's in the engine bay, the engine bay room, where we have to go comb through that engine, see what's good, what's not. That's really the next really big thing. I mean, the interior is not going to take long. We'll do that, you know. We'll do that here today. That doesn't take long at all to do the interior, or usually doesn't. I mean, it depends on what car you have, but on this one, it doesn't really take all that long. The only thing this car has 53,000 windows. All right, there's our dash. Let's get this guy in. And might as well leave that open. All right, so we will need a dashboard and a cluster, because I don't believe we have any of those. Rear left. Yeah, we have a window lifter in there. Do we have a window in there? Yeah, we have window. Oh, yeah, we did put windows in this thing already, didn't we? Yeah. Forgetting what we did at the old shop. But yeah, we did put windows in it. Of course, we need a wrench for that. Right, which goes on this door. Should. Oh, that's for a niv. Well, that ain't gonna work. That's for a niv. Are all these for a niv? Yeah, niv. Lad. Okay, these are for the... That's for a niv. That's for a lad and a lad. So, okay, never mind. That stuff goes for a niv. I don't know what I was thinking. I saw that wrong. All right, well, that's fantastic. We need a cluster. We need pillar trim, not triller. Pillar trim. Okay. I think, yeah, we have the headliner. Yeah, headliner and that garbage in there. I just had the check mark. There we go. Well, we might have some damage somewhere, but it's a used vehicle, right? It'll be perfect. It's perfect. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Stand up, Pooh. Stand up. Excuse me. I can't stand up for some reason. I did, there we go. I had to turn on the no clip for a minute. There we go. We're standing up now. That was really strange. Okay, we need a steering wheel. We need a rear seat. Because we don't have a rear seat. We have the two front ones. Does this thing have a carpet? I can't remember if this car has carpet in it or not. I don't see any carpet, so we're good. Okay, that's what we needed was the steering wheel. We could have went with the other cluster, but we didn't. Steering wheel, that will be needed. Okay, let's get our two front seats. Okay, nice mismatched interior. Man, I really can't pronounce things. What the heck is going on here? That looks weird. Huh. Who knows? It's a used vehicle. All right. Interior looks fantastic. I think all we have left to do is headlights, taillights. We got to paint the thing. And the big thing remaining is the engine. So, yeah, I think that'll be in the next one. That's the engine that we're going to be tearing into to see what's good and what's bad. That is the engine that came out of that car. So, let's do in this with some building. I have some other modded building parts in here that you may see that aren't part of the base game. So you may wonder what some of those are, like, you know, some fences and stuff like that and other things. A wall hanging tire rack, all kinds of other stuff, some shelves. So let's see here. We need to get some... Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to go back to the store anyways. So I didn't get... I hate building in this game. It sucks. It sucks bad. I don't want to hit the cars or nothing because these building pieces are known to cause damage. Oh, we're going to need the small door on this, aren't we? Maybe he just put in the doors on here. I'm meaning Rooney. That's the guy we got the shop from. I went over all that before. I don't need to go over it again. But yeah, he built us an awesome shop. Well, he didn't build it for us specifically. He had the shop already, and he's like, hey, I want to give you my shop to work out of for your series. So, heck yeah. Like, heck yeah. It was a lot better than, than what I had lined up. Yeah, I don't think... This is the bigger garage door. He must have just had the... He must have just had the doors in there. Yeah, this door frame is for the garage door, so I'm going to need to go back and get the other building boxes for the doors. I didn't think of that at all when I was there, so yeah, I'm going to have to run back over there to get boxes just for the doors, which sucks. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but man, I got some kind of brain fog or something today because I can hardly speak. I can't pronounce anything. Who the heck knows what's going on with me? Clearly nobody does. Maybe that's why I've been sick for so long. And I'm just trying to power through it. I think this was the... I wasn't sure about that. But yeah, that is the same... Same as that, so that's good for matching the walls. So that'll work there for us. I believe this was the red for the doors. Yeah, that's the red for the doors. 100% red for the doors. Yeah, it's the same. Cool. So, at least I got something right. We got ourselves a big sledgehammer there. Oh, I want to show you guys, too. You're watching this far. Little Louie got himself a shop truck. I thought, which was extremely cool. Help him, you know, if he had any, you know, parts deliveries or anything like that he had to make, which he's made several to us, and he makes several to other mechanics here in my garage county. But yeah, he even goes out of county too to make parts deliveries. But he got this pickup truck over here, man. It is absolutely sweet what he's done to it. Look at this thing. Lewis's store. Wheels, tires, and parts for your junk car. Free instant delivery. See, I told you. I told you, man. Free instant delivery. Like, this guy is on it, man. He delivers it quick. I told you. Absolutely sweet, sweet parts truck. I mean, you ain't going to find a cooler one. You ain't going to find a cooler one. I tell you that right now. Thing's sweet. All right. I really like his new shop truck, man. It's really nice. Or, you know, not really shop truck. It's his parts truck. I mean, I guess he could call his parts shop his shop truck, I guess, if he wanted to. This is more of a parts store, not a like our shop truck like we have, you know, which is over on the other side. It's not here. It's usually parked there, but yeah. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm all over the place today. I don't know what the heck is going on with me. I really don't. This is usually not normal for me, but yeah, like I said, you guys know you've been following along. I try not to say much about it, but I just haven't been doing good health-wise, you know, and it's not looking the greatest. So I'll just leave it at that. But I don't want anybody to feel bad for me or nothing like that. You know, so I don't bring it up all the time. People that want, you know, others to feel bad for them, they bring it up all the time, or, you know, make a big deal about it. I don't try to do that at all. That's why I don't say much about it at all. But it's still an ongoing issue, and it'll continue to be. And it doesn't look like there's much end in sight, so which sucks. So, all right. So we got this old bird done. Sweet, sweet Pontiac GTO. Man, I just love this car. Not you know, just because it's a cool modded car in this game. It's just, I like these in real life. The GTOs are, like I said, one of my favorite cars. But, all right, we're standing around talking again, so we got to get the heck out of here. So, we'll come back and work on the lad next time. Push that back a little bit, because the door will... Well, there is no door. I forgot. There's no door here. There's only a door here now. So, all right. We'll come back next time, and hopefully I'll know what the heck is going on. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it very much. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later.